What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Paste Studio here in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. We are broadcasting to you live from the Manhattan Center as always, and we are joined right now by a very special guest, a Texas legend. This is Pat Green.
Hi.
What's going on?
I'm fantastic. Thank you very much. What a privilege. Thank you for having me.
Oh, the privilege is ours, man. Welcome to our cabin, our New York,
Lovely,
New York
right?
City cabin. Yeah, these trees were brought here specifically
Y'all
from.
killed them just for this place.
That's right. Well, we stole them from Central Park, actually.
Good.
So, Pat, this is an unusual intro for me because normally I'm talking about the new record by the artist.
Right.
In this case, this is a new record
Yeah.
about the artist. So there is a record coming out. It's called Dance Hall Dreamin'. It's a tribute to this man right here, Pat Green. It's coming out on April 5th, which I heard is your 27th birthday.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it is my
It is.
27th.
Yeah, it's a big number in music,
yeah.
as you know. If you get past 27, you're kind of in the clear.
I think I knew I was old when I realized I'd been out of college longer than it took me to get through it.
Yeah, that's always a dark day.
That was it. That was where I finally passed the embark. It's my born on date.
That's right. Yeah,
is
your label.
I'm passed. Yeah.
So we're
Pretty good chance I'm
hear.
gonna start smelling bad soon.
We're going to hear 3 songs today, and these are songs that are Pat Green songs, but they appear on Dance Hall Dreamin' by other artists. It's basically, in a nutshell, this is an album. It's a tribute album with a lot of great Texas musicians on it, doing your songs. And you're here with us today. You got a show later tonight in New York, but you're going to play some of these songs that are being...
Pretty good chance I'll play them all.
Yeah, a tribute to you, but these are songs by you. You know, it's a little bit of a mind
It's
whatnot.
weird, yeah.
But here we are.
And I usually have a band.
That's right. This is the rare Pat Green solo
rare.
appearance.
I want you to know how rare this is.
That's right. That's right. It's all on you, man. Spotlight is bright. So we're going to do 3 of these songs today. Let's start it off with one. Tell me a little bit about what we're opening up with.
I have no idea. I'll tell you a funny story about being here in New York. I'll start with a story. I was opening for Kenny Chesney at Madison Square Garden. It was my very first time at the Garden. And I had removed my ring finger and my pinky.
The rings.
No, like I cut the fingers off and they put them back on.
Yeah.
The surgery and blah, 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 and then it came back together. But I was really nervous. I have a nerve thing. It's like I'm freaky nervous at times. And it was the first time at the Garden, so I was freaking out. And so I was listening to sound check, and I heard the guitars. Everybody was playing. And one of the guitars just sounded awful. And I went out to the front of the house, and I said, hey, one of the guys is nervous. You're going to have to turn him down. And the front of house guy goes, boss, it's you. So I had to get a whole new sound man after that. But... So yeah, my nerves exist on several levels, and me playing by myself in front of 3 cameras and
the entire world, I should add, is watching.
Yeah, the world.
The whole world.
This is about as good as it gets for me. This song is 3 days. I wrote for my wife. I was coming home from Cleveland to through Nashville, and Radney Foster, who's a great singer-songwriter, and I asked if I could come sleep on his couch because I was tired, and I woke up, and he has this big RCA dog that's sitting there next to him and next to the couch there, and I woke up, and I was like, oh, that's really kind of cool, and there was a guitar sitting right next to it, and I just picked it up, and I started playing these 3 chords over and over, and I just thought they sounded great together, right? So anyway, he came down, he heard me playing it, we wrote this together. I was headed home for 3 days, so that's why all came together. You gotta wake up. Well, what you been dreaming about? I ain't got a lot to say. I could talk to you for hours. The way you talk, the way that you breathe, the way that your spirit moves into me. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Now, yeah, I got 3 days. I washed the road out of my soul. I got 3 days to love you out of control. And I wish I had a lifetime. Hold on to you this way. Love will do some healing. Just 3 days. Oh yeah, and hold me. Help me understand. Why on earth I have to be such a stupid man? I live the thing I do, and I dream the dreams I dream. So far away from you, yeah. Hold me, hold me, hold me, hold me. Yeah, there she is calling right there. I got the 3 days. I washed the road out of my soul. I got 3 days. I love you out of control. And I wish I had a lifetime. But on to you this way. Whoops, love will do some healing. In just 3 days. That was her calling right there. Hope that didn't make a big buzz on the microphone. 3 days and nights, put some life back in this man. I ain't holding nothing back. You got all I am, hearts and souls and dreams. The palm of your hand. That's a hard note to hit, by the way. I got 3 days. I washed the road out of my soul. I got 3 days. I love you out of control. And I wish I had a lifetime. Hold on to you this way. Love will do some healing in just 3 days. Close enough, right? As good as it gets, right? I'm sorry. I'll go ahead and turn this phone off now.
So was that actually, that was your wife calling?
That was my wife calling.
During the song that you wrote about her. I
right.
think that's a first. I'm always cataloging the firsts here in the studio.
Hold on. Let's answer this call, shall we? Live in the studio. Honey, you're now live across the world. I am in an interview, and I'll have to call you later. Bye, babe.
It's amazing. I had all kinds of things to ask her and say, but all right. We'll call her, we'll call her back.
Maybe I should just turn this
we'll call her back. So, I want to ask you about this record. It's called Dance Hall Dreamin'.
Right.
It's about you.
True.
It's got a lot of your songs by a whole assortment of mostly Texas musicians, as
Right.
you are. And so, have you heard, it comes out on April 5th. Have you heard a lot of these songs yet?
I wrote them all, I think. Yeah,
I've
heard it, but it's an awkward thing to talk about yourself for a living. But I do it a lot.
Yeah.
I think that if you have a tribute record coming out about you, that there's a pretty good chance that you're old.
You're old. Yeah,
And
yeah.
So
Well,
I'm not 27.
No. That goes without saying.
Yeah,
But
I'm old and I'm sassy.
Yeah.
But
But when you hear these, does it make you cringe to hear these songs? Obviously all these folks are extremely talented and great musicians, but you hear these takes on your own stuff. How does that go over?
How would you feel?
I have no idea. This is way out of my...
It is the most awkward feeling. It really is. But it's wonderful. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to say that I don't appreciate it because it's so heavy on my mind that I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Right. These people are my peers. So.
Yeah. So you were. You weren't involved in the making of this thing.
Not at all.
Were you asked, like, hey, would it be all right if we took a bunch of your songs and do you have any part in any part in this thing?
Other than writing, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm pleased.
Yeah.
It's what a neat thing to have. I started playing guitar with Corey Morrow. I started playing guitar with Jack Ingram. I've toured with all of these people, and they're just, I think it's cool.
It's sort of amazing. I wonder.
I know
if they,
all the stuff. Right?
Like, are they expecting some kind of a favor in return? You know.
I actually I mowed Jack's yard last week, so
All right, so then all even.
I'll square with him.
All right, good. You only got like 13 more
Right.
to try to square it with. So we're
20
gonna
tracks.
do a couple more. They all appear. These songs appear on Dancehall Dreamin',
Right.
and they are Pat Green songs performed
Maybe.
here by Pat Green.
As far as I know, they're
So
mine.
we're gonna do a couple more. Tell me a little bit about what's coming up next.
I'm just gonna look up because I'm nervous. I have to look this shit up. I'm sorry. Sorry for cussing too.
That's all right.
Usually I wrote this song from everything I've ever written in my life is for my wife. There's really no other way to put it. She's the true north, right? She's the thing that made sense first for me.
Yeah.
And I really don't have I don't have another subject, really. Right? It's like my kids, but
Hopefully they're not watching right now because they're
they're in school.
take a little offense.
Don't you say what I say?
Yeah.
But yeah, Corey was sleeping in. We were living in Austin. She was in law school. I was insanely in love with her, and I moved down there to be near her, and we lived 2 blocks apart, and of course we never slept. We always
2 blocks apart.
Yeah, we never
Yeah.
slept too far. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And I came home one night after a gig, and she was sleeping on top of the covers, and she had on one of my button-down shirts and a pair of white cotton panties, and I just thought it was the most sexy thing I'd ever seen in my entire life. With like guys do, like when you're falling and you're smitten, right? I wanted to capture that mind. She peered up, like you do, in the bed. She was, cut it out. That's all she said, and so I went in the room and started writing a song about her that's followed her around a lot, more than it follows me around. It's called Crazy, right? Is that, you want me to go into it now? Did I interrupt an interview?
Interrupt your own interview.
I feel terrible if I just went off on a tangent on you.
No, I love tangents.
I saw you early this morning, sleeping all dressed in white. For a moment I thought you were an angel. Come and take me home alive. You woke up and you caught me staring, smiled and said, "Fool, cut it out." You said that I must be crazy. Said crazy about you, and I kissed you on the mouth. And if I am truly crazy, don't you know I like my life that way? And if I'm really going on out of my mind, hop on board, make your getaway. Well now, we took a walk on down by the seashore. Saw a poor man picking up some cans. Saw a little boy who had some salt water in his eyes, reaching out for his mama's hand. Then I watched a stranger give that man $1. Watched him wiping tears from a little boy's eyes. And then I stared up into the heavens. I said, oh my God, I'm glad that I'm alive. And if I am truly crazy, don't you know I like my life that way? And if I'm really going on out of my mind, hop on board, How we doing? Good? You know, you wake up in the morning and you turn all the lights on. Turn them out at night so that you can hide. Sometimes I sleep with all the lights on. It helps me to appreciate the night. You know, I hear people talk about life all the time. All they can remember are times so sad. I think that life would be awfully boring if the good times were all that we had. If I am truly crazy, don't you know I like my life that way? If I'm really going on out of my mind, hop on board, make your getaway. Hop on board, make your getaway. Solo. That's when my band would say I get guitarded.
It gets hearted.
I get guitarded.
Yeah, well, no band to insult you.
To make fun of me, yes,
Yeah,
which is
that's right.
kind of awkward. Really,
Yeah.
I'm so much more in gear when people are making fun of me.
Well,
visually,
just
yeah.
I need a little bit of a little time to build up some ammunition. But give me a few
Right?
minutes,
It's plenty-
and I'll start throwing it at you.
Believe me, there's just so much to work with.
Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to ask you about, besides this new tribute record, so your last record was called Home.
Right.
Came out 2015.
Yeah.
And there was stuff on that record, especially on that title track.
Right.
that was really personal. It was talking about your songwriting, your career.
Right.
I mean,
Definitely.
on the song Home, I sang the wrong songs. I disappeared for way too long, and it's 2018. It's been 3 years. It seems to be about 3 years between records. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering, did that sort of set you on a different course, and what's what's coming down the road?
That's a great question. I think when I set out to make that record, in my mind, I knew I was going to make the last record I was ever going to make. I don't want any more.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to stop writing songs and recording material. But as far as going through the process of finding and writing 10 or 12 songs and then getting the producer and then hiring the blah, 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 all that the minutia that comes along with recording an album, I'd rather do it 2 or 3 at a time and just put them out a couple times a year. And like I was saying about, my brain is a funny place to live. It's frightening. And the more pressure I put on myself, man, I can go deep.
Yeah.
And so I just don't enjoy it. I'd rather I love to paint and sculpt and draw and write. I love everything. I love the creative experience, but I just don't want
Everything that comes with
all
it.
of it all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, does that mean that Home actually is your final studio recording?
I can't beat it as far as I know. I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people would agree. I wonder if that's it's kind of an auspicious time then for a tribute record, because it's almost like
I didn't know
this is
about
the
Yeah, I didn't.
this is sort of like summing
I'm
up.
very-
It's like Pat Green's greatest hits by not Pat
By
Green.
other people.
Yeah, right. It's kind of a brilliant
I'm
move.
deeply
Actually,
moved and honored, but incredibly embarrassed to talk about it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crippling.
Yeah, well, a lot of people these days are just making singles, basically, where you just
Yeah.
make a song, throw it out there on your
That's
website
it.
or on Spotify or whatever the service is, and just song by song. Here's a song, wrote it. Here's a song, wrote it. Yeah, maybe that's
Just
the
recorded
future.
2 songs about 2 months ago. I did. I don't know if you know who Joe Ely. Joe Ely, one of the greatest singer-songwriters of all time. did all the background vocals for the Clash and stuff. I mean, like his story is so amazing.
Yeah.
But he was one of the guys that got me into the music business, and so we cut a song off of U2's "Rattling Home" called "Trip Through Your Wires."
Yeah, yeah.
And he has this giant harmonica part, and then I wrote a song with Zane Williams called "Friday's Coming," and that one will come out soon too. But yeah, keep it going, keep it fresh. Right. But as far as 12, I'll leave that to Taylor Swift and whoever else.
Yeah, she'll take that.
Whoever wants that.
Yeah.
Mantle.
That's right.
On you. Go for it.
Cool. Well, look forward to whatever's coming down, coming around. But right now, we're gonna end up this session here today with our third song.
I hate that it's over.
Yeah. Well, it's not over yet.
I'm sweating.
It's only 2/3 over.
Okay.
So there's still plenty of time to completely tank this thing. We got one more. This also appears on Dancehall Dreamin'. It is a Pat Green song, most recently recorded by not Pat Green, but I think this is the Jack Ingram.
Jack Ingram.
Yeah? So tell me a little bit about this one.
I wrote this song with my drummer Justin Pollard at the time, and David Newhouser, who played keys in the band. I was in the back of the bus. We were in Birmingham, Alabama, in a Walmart parking lot, and odd things that you remember. But I was totally S-faced, and this the chorus would not leave me alone. It was so. It's just thick in the air, and I like to think of what connects the human part to the rest of the world, and for me it seems like water. Man, water is a big thing for all of us. Death without it, no life without it, kind of thing. And but it's relentless. It's just. If you've been watching the news, the somewhere up in Secaucus, I just watched a house get blown over by a wave. I was like, okay, that's powerful, right? But anyway, so I started writing how do I, connect the dots. And for me, it was the story of whatever it is that's saving you from whatever it is that's killing you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's the connection that I made anyway. And anyway, so I wrote the chorus, and then I walked up in the front and to see if anybody was still awake. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning, and David Newhouser and Justin Pollard were sitting up there doing what band people do in the middle of the night. Use your imagination. And I said, "Who wants to write a hit?" And it was the only time I've ever been right.
Yeah.
Saying that, right? It's the bar none. There's no. I've thought a million times that I had something good going, but this one was special. Yeah. Since we're in New York, I might as well tell the story on Monty and Avery Lippman, who Universal Records at the time. I walked into the office and I started playing this song, and I stood up in the chair in Monty's office and I was screaming this song at him. Right? It was the only moment I ever had like that ever in the music business for me, and I was like, "This is it,"
yeah.
And, once again, for my wife. Mile upon mile, got no direction. We're all playing the same game. We're all looking for redemption. Just afraid to say the name. So caught up now in pretending. What we're seeking is the truth. I'm just looking for a happy ending, babe. All I'm looking for is you. And it came upon me wave on wave. You're the reason I'm still here, yeah. Am I the one you were sent to save? And it came upon me wave on wave. I wandered out into the water, and I thought that I might drown. I don't know what I was after, babe. I just know I was going down. That's when she found me. I'm not afraid anymore. She said, you know, I always had you, baby. Just waiting for you to find what you were looking for. And it came upon me wave on wave. You're the reason I'm still here, yeah. Am I the one you sent to see? It came upon me wave on wave. Wave on wave. Wave on wave. Can you see the sweat on my forehead? This is crazy. It came upon me wave on wave. You're the reason I'm still here, yeah. Am I the one you were sent to see? Came upon me wave on wave. So I'll hear the waves right there at the very end.
Those were the waves? Yeah. I thought you were actually talking about the sweat.
The sweat
it was
coming
like
off
coming
my
on
brow.
waves on waves.
Can you imagine what it's like? Okay, I mean, everybody here is... There's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. There's actually nobody here. He's making that up.
I'm actually
It's
at home.
just the two of us.
This is my house right here.
Yeah, that's right. So everybody, that was Wave on Wave, of course. We heard 3 songs, and they all appear on Dance Hall Dreamin', which is a tribute record to this man right here, Pat Green.
3-time
coming
Grammy
out-
loser.
It's coming out on April 5th, which is your birthday. We won't say which one it is, but it is on April 5th, so everyone can pick that up on that day. There's also a tour, of course. Terminal 5 here in New York City
Terminal
tonight.
5 tonight. Next week. Next week is my kid's spring break. So
Okay.
we're going to go to Colorado for 5 days. And then come back. We're playing at the Rustic in San Antonio on St. Patrick's Day.
Cool. And
Exciting.
everyone can find any of these dates, all these dates, at patgreen.com, as well as a lot of other stuff, info and songs and all the good
T-shirts,
stuff. T-shirts,
goodies.
Yeah, T-shirts especially. And
Educate my children. Take a chance, people.
well, there are. I mean, spring break. Pay for spring break, right? Yeah. So everyone, check out patgreen.com. Get all this information. Find the tour dates, and definitely pick up Dance Hall Dreamin'. It comes out April 5th. And look out for new music coming down the line at some point, in some form or another,
Right.
from this man
It's
right here.
coming.
Yeah.
Hey, gratitude. Thank you so much for having me in your studio.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Thank
This is
you.
a lovely place.
Thank you so much for coming and playing for us today. It was a real special treat watching you play just with you and a guitar. It's rare, I think.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah.
For me, too.
And come back and play for us again in any format you want. Bring whoever you need.
Lovely.
All
Shall
right.
do.
Yeah, thanks very much, man.